Hey guys, it's Trish from Trish's Card Club, live from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Happy Monday night, everybody. Nobody's on because I had a technical challenge and lost my first video. So I'm hoping that eventually people will catch up with me and see my second video, this one. If you're watching the replay, thank you so very much. Comment, because I would love to know that you're watching the replay. It's so much fun to get comments from people. I'm always super blessed to know that people are watching my videos. Just to get, a couple people found me. Thank goodness. Hey, Karen and Mary. I know, I'm sorry, Karen. I had some technical difficulties. I lost my first video. So that's probably why it's going to be a little bit before people can find me. And now my phone won't stop binging. So I'm trying to get that closed off. And oh my gosh, it's Monday night, you guys. It's Monday night. Hey, Judy. Hey, Marsha, good to see you. Okay, let me do my introduction that I'm supposed to do each time so people will know who I am. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page, which are basically the same, both called Trish's Card Club. You can shop with me online 24/7 at trishan.stampinup.net. So I like to just get those out of the way in case we have any first timers. If we do have any first timers, I would love for you, if you're watching the replay, to subscribe. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We're not even putting a year on it anymore. Now we're just saying as soon as possible. That is a magic number in the YouTube world that lets me do a little teeny bit of editing, and my videos will always be live. The editing part is really something you won't even see. It's on the background so that I can upload it easier to Facebook. So that's my spiel. Okay, we got a bunch of people on. Thanks, Anna. Hey, Angela and Myra. Good to see you guys. So, hey, Pat, thanks for joining. I always get so excited to see people. I'm very excited about tonight's card, although I got a little bit waylaid. So I'm going to do more online than I normally do. So I ask you for your patience in advance. What we're going to be using tonight primarily are a couple of different stamp sets and dies. So we're going to be, oops. Let me put this where it belongs. I like to take it out of the plastic so you can see it. So if you guys came to Crafts, Chicks, and Chocolate, you used the Pop Up Petals stamp set and dies. We used it as a pop-up. Tonight we're going to be using some of the other parts and pieces to do just a flat card, but it's super pretty. I love this bundle. As soon as I saw it on the online exclusive, I knew immediately I was going to get it because it's really, really pretty. So we're going to be using this bundle, a couple pieces from that bundle, but we're also going to be using something that we also had at Crafts, Chicks, and Chocolate, but we didn't highlight it enough, I think, and not everyone got to use it or saw it or even could appreciate how cool it was. This is actually a stamp set to decorate the outside of your envelopes, and that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with the envelope and then move to the card. So putting this to the side and grabbing my envelope, where is my envelope? There it is. One little trick for this I recommend is that you take a piece of scrap paper and put it inside your envelope, because I am going to, let me see how I'm going to do this so I don't make a mistake. I'll do it I'll do it after. I'll explain why. I'm going to use blends, and I don't want the blends to bleed through, but I don't want that to make a mark when I make my stamping. So always stamp on a flat surface first, then put in that. So let's start with that. Let's get the parts and pieces for that. We're going to start with this piece right here. What do you do when you have a piece like this that you don't want to mess up the layout? What you do is you literally put it on your desk like this, and it will just naturally go to how it's supposed to go. Then you take your block and you put your block on top of it like that. That's how you get the shape that it's supposed to be. So that's the shape that it's supposed to be. If we get through tonight's card, you guys, it's going to be a miracle. I feel very scattered. Let me explain why. Today, March 16th of 2026, we got let home early because of a snow day. And I am not exaggerating. You guys, it snowed here. Now, of course, it didn't last on the ground because yesterday it was 60. Today it snowed. It was very chilly, and it didn't accumulate, but it came down really hard. And my office is located on a very steep hill, so they let us go home early. So, well, I came home to work, but it's been a little bit crazy. So, yeah, I'm all miscombobulated. So there is my first stamp image, which let me see what that is. And then let's see, then I'm going to take, so that was, let me do this. That was the first stamped image. Now I'm going to stamp the flowers, which is this one right here. Inking it up. So do your stamping first before you put in your piece of paper to catch the extra side for the blend so they don't bleed into your paper. I'm stretching. Sorry that if you're getting my arms, I'm stretching to get wipe so I can take this piece off and put on, whoops, this piece right here. And I'll put that on and find my ink, just Calypso Coral. The funniest part is you guys see my desk relatively calm and collected, but around what you can't see is a complete and total blowout. Okay, so then I'm going to stamp this right here. So now I have nice straight lines to put that in, and I'm going to stamp one more thing. I'm going to stamp on here, Happy Mail. So people will get excited when they see this card. Happy. And then post, because we have a lot of international demonstrators that get post instead of mail. We like to accommodate for both. Happy Mail. There we go. So that's the outside of the envelope. Now I'm going to use a couple of blends and do a sort of a quick color because it's going to coordinate with my card. Now I'm going to take that piece of paper that I was talking about and I'm going to slide it in my envelope. Again, just so that it doesn't bleed through. And then I'm going to color my envelope with some blends. This is Daffodil Delight. That's the color that I'm using. So how was your weekend, everybody? I have to fill airtime in when I'm coloring, else it'll get very boring for you. My weekend went very well. Lots of golf. That's the best part. And then I'm going to just bring in some Calypso Coral, that's this color, into the dots. And you'll understand why I'm doing these colors once you see the card that goes with it. And then a little Granny Apple Green for the leaves. I love blends. I know I don't use them a lot in class because you have to have a very gentle touch, but for my own personal use, I love blends. So there is the envelope, which I think is so pretty. So isn't that cool? And you saw how quick I did it, and I did everything, you know, from the beginning. I didn't do anything off camera, so you saw how quick it was. This is available in the catalog online now. It's just a really great way to decorate up your envelope in addition to using designer series paper. Let me put that there. Find the cover somewhere. Put that over there. So that is just a quick and easy way to get your envelope to be how you want it to look. Very pretty. Let me shut that off. Okay, so that's the envelope, and I'll bring that back in after. And you know what? Let me get a little bit closer. I realized that you guys could probably use me a little bit closer. And last week you were not in focus at all. Let me see. There we go. So that's the envelope. Okay. Next we're going to make the card, and we're going to use the Pop Up set. So I'm using a thick Whisper White card base. I'm also using, I should have gotten it and I didn't. Okay, let me try to explain. You guys, in our designer series paper, we have family colors. We have 4 family in our color palette. We have 4 family colors: Royals, Brights, Regals, Brights, Subtles, and Neutrals. And so we have designer series paper that you get 6 by 6 of, and it's beautiful. And I would strongly encourage you, before the catalog ends, this is a pack of subtles, but it's so pretty. The patterns are really pretty. So it's flowers on one side and leaves. And then on the other sides, it's stripes and what's the other pattern? And then I don't know, splotches. I can't think of what you would call that. So you get 4 sheets of every color, and it's real 2 sheets or 4. That's a good question. Let's see. There is 4. So you get 4 sheets of each color, and there's 10 colors in each package. So that's a really good deal. So I love using our designer series paper. So today I'm doing this one with Calypso Coral. That's the color that I chose. Hey, Peg. Thanks for joining in, Shannon. Good to see you. Let's see. did I say hi to everyone? If I missed you, I'm apologizing in advance. Peg, I have something specific to share for you. You are going to be so excited. Last weekend, Stampin' Up! Did their annual convention. I was not able to go this year. It was in Long Beach, California. It just was not in the budget to go this year, but we got to see the new catalog that's coming out in May. And we got to see some online exclusives that are coming out in May. And although I can't show you pictures of them, Peg, I can tell you that one of them is a beach suite that has a focus on flip-flops. And I know that you would love to see flip-flops because I know that you're a flip-flop girl. So I'm just giving you that little heads up. You might want to save your penny. That may be one bundle that you want to buy. Okay. So there's that. Now I'll take my Designer Series paper. I'm going to, let me show you what I'm going to do. So this is one side and I'm using one of each side. So let me, let me do this side first. Let me stick to my routine here so I don't mess up. And I'm going to put this at the top of my paper. And it's okay if I overhang a little bit in the middle because I have a design for that. Because I didn't measure, I just cut real quick. And it's okay if it doesn't even match because, as I said, I have a design for that. So there's that. So don't worry about that gap because I took a piece of white paper and I used an embossing folder, which I know it's a little bit hard to see online, but I'm putting that right in the middle. So it's completely okay that there's a little gap there. And that just gives the card a little bit of texture. Isn't that pretty? So you can see, you guys, you can do this with every single card. All of them would work. Okay. Now I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to make a vase using this stamp set with Calypso Coral ink. I'm going to go this way, and there's a reason why I'm doing that. So Calypso Coral ink, because I'm going to run this piece of paper through my Big Shot one time instead of doing it twice. Now, if I really wanted to get carried away, I have this strip that's left over from when I cut up this. I could put this strip on the back of my envelope, again, to tie everything in because you can see the colors I chose that would match the Calypso Coral. So that's another way to use up this extra piece of paper that you're going to have left over if you're cutting down to a card front. Hey, Carrie, it's okay that you're late. Better late than never. You haven't missed too much. Okay, next I'm going to do is I'm going to take the outline of the daisies and I'm going to stamp that when I can find my ink pad in black. Did I tell you already, you guys, that Stampin' Up! Is doing new ink pads in 2028? I'm so excited. I am so excited for that. That is going to be just a fabulous opportunity. Now, this stamp is a two-step stamp. Now, two-step stamp means you can use this stamp right here for the middle of the sunflowers, not the daisies, they're sunflowers. And you can use this stamp. I don't know if you can even see it very well, you guys. Can you see that? To do the outside. So I'm going to use this stamp for the inside using Calypso Coral. I have no idea what color sunflowers really are on the inside. I'm just using artistic license to make this work. And I'm not over it, so hopefully I'm close enough. I'm doing that because I want to tie in the base. And then, you guys, I tried a couple times and I couldn't get it saturated enough, so I'm just using my blender pen to color in it'll take but 2 minutes, seconds. It won't take very long at all. You can see I'm just not even worrying about being inside the lines. I'm just using my blender pen to fill it in. Oops, that's a leaf. That doesn't need to be yellow. And you have a stamp that you can do this with. I just wanted it to be saturated with yellow. That's why I'm using the blender pen, but you do have a stamp that you can do it with. And then I'm going to use the green for the leaf so that it ties into now you'll see how I meant what I meant when I said I was going to tie it into the envelope. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to run it through the Big Shot, the cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to cut those out. And I have to literally do this because I didn't get one done before. Normally I would do this before, but I did not because my snow day messed me up. So I am going to get out the cut and emboss machine and I'm going to do it online live, which I try not to do out of respect for your time. But today We're doing it. We are doing it. Let me get it lined up on the cut and emboss machine, and I'll run it through. Do you use washi tape when you line up your dies? Some people do, some people don't. I have a tendency not to do that. I've never done that. You know, generally I don't do that. I just eyeball it and hope for the best. But some people like to use washi tape to hold the dies in place. I'm just one that kind of eyeballs it and hopes for the best. I just messed up my flowers. Okay, well, it'll be whatever it is, it will be. I'm not going to worry too much about it because I don't want to take up too much of your time as I struggle with that. So that goes through the cut and emboss machine. And then you get the vase and the flowers punched out, which is not bad for measuring. Okay, so there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of the vase. I mean, on the top of the vase, just a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to put my flowers in the vase like that. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on with dimensionals. And I happen to just have a bunch of outlines of the dimensionals, so I'm going to use those just to use them up because this is good dimensional stuff. Don't ever throw these out. I had a customer that threw hers out and I had to dig it out of the trash because we can't waste them. Put that there. And we'll put one here and one there. I know, kind of cockeyed. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put this on the front of my card. Let me get all the parts and pieces off. Get that out of the way. Put that in the middle. The good thing about me doing it live like this is it shows you really how long a card takes, because when I do everything in advance, it doesn't give you the same flavor. So you can see that it doesn't take long to make a card, and a card really can change someone's life. Is that crooked? It looks crooked to me. Let me see if I can move that a little bit. Just a smidgen. There we go. Okay. Now you may wonder, why did you put it all the way over here, Trish? Because I want to put a stamp up here. A word stamp up here, and I thought it looked really pretty off-centered. And the stamp that I'm going to not use, but I'm going to show you it. Where is that stamp? Oh yes, from here. This is from Sunshine and Tulips. That's the stamp set, and it's thank you for your thoughtfulness. That stamp fits perfect across the top here because it's a nice big stamp. And I made my sample with that, so I'm going to show you that, but that's not the one I want to use. The one I want to use is not available anymore. And so I will stamp that one off camera. So through the magic of cameras, ta-da, this is what this is what it will look like. Let me, so that's the finished card. Because I don't want to thank for your thoughtfulness. I need a thank you card, but not for your thoughtfulness. It's another reason why I need to send someone a thank you card. So I'm not going to put that across the top of my card. Now let's see if I can get it in a little bit closer and get it in a little bit clearer. Oh my goodness, you guys. So that tonight is the card. Thanks you guys for all your kind words. I always appreciate it. Yes, some people do use Post-it tape too, Judy, to hold their dies down. That is actually very true. Thanks, Karen, for putting the item number. Is that for the new black ink pad? I wasn't able to follow comments. Oh, Peg, that must be so cool. Peg shared, if you're watching the video and wondering what the comments are, Peg loves flip-flops, and she just shared that she made some flip-flop plant stakes in her glass card making class. Peg is very, very talented. 30 inches of snow. Holy moly. That's from Marsha in Wisconsin. Marsha, that's insane. We had no inches of snow, but it did snow very, very hard. It was kind of cool. It was very, very pretty. You could literally count the snowflakes. They were so big. It was really pretty. Teresa's telling me to send this card to myself and pretend it's from her. No, Huckles, you need to send me a card. Thanks, Angela. All right, you guys. So we used a lot of product tonight. All of it is available. You can shop at trishen.stampinup.net if you want to add to your collection. There's some incredibly nice things coming out, you guys, over the next couple of months. And you'll want to be kind of watching my videos for the new products as they become available and I can order them. I'm very excited to do that. There's the flip-flop stamp set will be the flip-flop bundle will be quite fun to play with. Although I live in landlocked Tennessee, so I'm not sure I'll get that because there's no beach around me. But there's another one that has balloons and it's gorgeous for a birthday card. It is so much fun. I cannot wait to work with that one. That is going to be a blast to work with. So I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see what else. I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. There'll be a new catalog coming out in May. There'll be new online exclusives coming out in May. We're in March. So what's happening in the month of April? There must be something happening in April, and I'm just not remembering what it is from Stampin' Up. But I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope you had a good weekend and you'll have a good week. And I think that's it. I think I've hogged up a lot of your time tonight. So I appreciate your patience while I did the cutting out of the elements. That was really sweet of you to be patient to see that. And I hope this card inspires you to make a card and send it to someone and bless them. I love you guys. And I will talk to everybody next week. Talk to you later, guys. Bye now.